Hello, welcome to the Management Channel. In this section, we're going to look at ethical and cultural leadership. Leadership ethics defined from the Greek word ethos, meaning customs, conduct, or character, is concerned with the kinds of values and morals an individual or society ascribes as desirable or appropriate. Leadership ethics is a system of rules or principles as a guide in making decisions about what is right, what is wrong, what's good, what's bad in a specific situation. It provides a basis for the proper conduct of a member. Kohlberg's stage of moral development was level 1, preconditional morality. Obedience and punishment. Rules are fixed and handed down by authority. Stage 2 is individualism and exchange. An action is right if it serves the individual. Level 2, conventional morality. Stage 3, interpersonal accord and conformity, conforming to the expectations of others. And Stage 4, maintaining social order. Moral decisions show concern for society as a whole. And then Level 3 is a post-conventional morality. Whereas Stage 5 is social contract and individual rights, moral decisions are based on what a good society should be like. Stage 6 then is the universal principles, moral decisions based on internalized universal principles of justice that apply to everyone. So there are two broad domains in ethical theories, conduct and character. Conduct are the consequences, ethical egoism, utilitarianism, duty, and character, the virtue-based theories. Teleological theories focus on consequences of actions and results. Conduct, ethical egoism, create greatest good for the leader, closely related to transactional leadership theory. For example, leader takes a political stand on an issue only to get reelected. Haven't we heard that? Utilitarianism is creating the greatest good for the greatest number of people. For example, leader distributes scarce resources to maximize benefit to everyone and hurting the fewest. Altruism shows a concern for best interests of others, closely related to transformational leadership theory. For example, Mother Teresa gave her entire life to help the poor. Deontological are duty-driven, relates not only to consequences, but also whether the action itself is good. It focuses on the actions of the leader and his or her moral obligation and responsibilities to do the right thing. For example, telling the truth, keeping promises, being fair. Character, a virtue-based theory, focuses on who people are as people. Rather than tell people what to do, tell people what to be. Help people become more virtuous through training and development. Virtues exist in people. Practice makes good values a habit. For example, courage, honesty, fairness, integrity, and justice. Influence dimension requires leader to have an impact on the lives of the followers. Power and control differences create enormous ethical responsibility for leaders. Respect for persons needs to be sensitive to followers' own interests and needs. And leaders help to establish and reinforce organizational values. It's an ethical climate stressing justice, equality, and morality. Pseudo, or false, transformational leadership is characterized by destructive behaviors such as violating basic human rights. It's characterized by personal characteristics such as a lack of integrity, insatiable ambition, or arrogance. It's associated with workplace outcomes such as negative attitudes in followers toward the job and the organization as a whole. There's a dark side of leadership, what we call the toxic triangle. Destructive leaders are charismatic, narcissistic, self-absorbed. Susceptible followers are conformers and colluders. And conducive environments are those unstable environments that may grant a leader more authority. Danger. Ethics is central to leadership. You want to manifest honesty, build communities, respect others, serve others, and show justice. It's the process of influence, the need to engage followers to accomplish mutual goals, and the impact leaders have on establishing the organization's values. So let's take a look at some principles of ethical leadership. Treat others as end rather than as means to leaders' personal goals. Meaning, respect others. Leaders shall treat other people's values and decisions with respect. Allow others to be themselves and creative wants and desires. Approach others with a sense of unconditional worth and value their individual differences. So the leader's behavior should be to listen closely to their subordinates, be empathetic, and tolerant of any opposing viewpoint. Follower-centered, placing followers foremost in the leader's plans, means serves others. Leaders have a duty to help others pursue their own legitimate interests and goals. They need to be stewards of the organization's vision. In serving others, they clarify, nurture, and integrate the vision with, not for, organization members. It's an ethical responsibility to make decisions that are beneficial to their followers' welfare. So the leader's behaviors should be mentoring behaviors, giving empowerment, have team-building behaviors, and citizenship behaviors. Placing in fairness and justice at the center of all decision-making is showing justice. Leaders shall adhere to principles of distributive justice, and the behaviors are all subordinates are treated in an equal manner. In special treatment or special consideration situations, or the grounds for differential treatment are clear, reasonable, and based on some sound moral values. Honest sensitivity to feelings and attitudes of others. Leaders are not deceptive. They tell the truth with a balance of openness and candor while monitoring what is appropriate to disclose in a particular situation. Leader behavior should be don't promise what you can't deliver, don't suppress obligations, don't evade your accountability, don't accept survival of the fittest pressures, and acknowledge and reward honest behavior in the organization. Leaders cannot impose their will on others. Search for goals must be compatible with everyone. So build community. Ethical leaders and followers take into account purposes of everyone in the group and reach out beyond their own mutually defined goals to wider community. Leader behaviors takes into account purposes of everyone in the group, is attentive to interests of the community and culture, and does not force others or ignore intentions of others. So ethical leadership strengths, it provides direction on how to think about ethical leadership and how to practice it. It suggests that leadership is not an immoral phenomenon, and ethics should be considered as integral to leadership. It highlights principles and virtues that are important in ethical leadership development. Some of the criticisms, however, lacks a strong body of traditional research to substantiate the foundation theories, and various theories provided are strongly influenced by personal opinion and not really based on extensive research. The application of ethical leadership can be applied to individuals at all levels of the organization. Leadership has a moral dimension. Being a leader demands awareness on our part of the way our ethics define our leadership. Managers and leaders can use information or ethics to not only understand themselves, but also strengthen their own leadership. Leaders can use ethical principles as benchmarks for their own behavior. Leaders can learn that leader-follower relationship is central to ethical leadership. Now let's talk about globalization. The world is a larger marketplace, and there is increased interdependence economically, socially, technically, as well as politically. New world trade practices has presented many challenges. We have a need to design multinational organizations, identify and select leaders with global capability, and manage organizations with culturally diverse employees and backgrounds. Cultural leadership is a 5 cross-cultural competencies requirement. understand business, political, and cultural environments worldwide, learn perspectives, tastes, trends, and technologies of many cultures, be able to work simultaneously with people from many different cultures, and of course be able to adapt to living and communicating in other cultures, as well as learning to relate to people from a position of equality rather than that of superiority. Culture is learned beliefs, values, rules, norms, the symbols and traditions common to a particular group of people. It's their customs and way of life that a group or people may possess. It's the shared qualities of a group of people that make them unique. So let's look at some cultural terms. Multinational is an approach or system that takes into account more than one culture. Diversity is the existence of different cultures or ethnicities within a group or organization. Ethnocentrism is a tendency to place one's own group at the center of their world observations, thinking that their culture is more correct. And it's a perception that one's own culture is superior or more natural than other cultures. Unfortunately, it prevents people from understanding or respecting other cultures and differences. Prejudice is a fixed attitude, belief, or emotion held by an individual regarding another individual or group of people. Leaders face the challenge of dealing with their own prejudices, but also that of their followers. It can be toward or against a leader or a leader's cultural background. A skilled leader needs to find ways to negotiate with followers from various cultural backgrounds. There are 9 cultural dimensions. Uncertainty avoidance, the extent to which a society, group, or organization relies on established norms, rituals, and procedures to avoid uncertainty. Power distance is the degree to which members of a group expect and agree that power should be shared unequally. Institutional collectivism is the degree to which an organization or society encourages institutional or societal collective action. And in-group collectivism, the degree to which people express pride, loyalty, and cohesiveness in their own organization or family. Gender egalitarianism is the degree to which an organization or society minimizes gender role differences and promotes gender equality. Assertiveness is the degree to which people in a culture are determined, assertive, confrontational, and aggressive in their social relationships. Future orientation is the extent to which people engage in future-oriented behaviors such as planning, investing in the future, and maybe delaying gratification. Performance orientation is the extent to which an organization or society encourages and rewards group members for improved performance and excellence. Humane orientation is the degree to which a culture encourages and rewards people for being fair, altruistic, generous, caring, and kind to others. There are cluster characteristics. There are basic characteristics common in certain areas of the world, and these are defined as Anglo, competitive and results-oriented. Confucian Asia, results-driven, encourage group working together over individual goals. Eastern Europe, forceful, supportive of co-workers, treat women with equality. Germanic Europe, value competition and aggressiveness, and they are more results-oriented. Latin America, loyal and devoted to families and similar groups and community. Latin America, or Europe, value individual autonomy, different from Latin America. Middle East, devoted and loyal to their own people, but women are afforded a very lesser status. Nordic Europe has a high priority on long-term success, women treated with greater equality. Southern Asia relies on strong family and deep concern for community. And Sub-Saharan Africa, concerned and sensitive to others, demonstrate strong family loyalty. 6 global leadership behaviors. Charismatic value-based leadership reflects the ability to inspire, to motivate, and expect high performance from others based on strongly held core values. Team-oriented leadership emphasizes team building and a common purpose among team members. Participative leadership reflects the degree to which leaders involve others in making and implementing decisions. Humane-oriented leadership emphasizes being supportive, considerate, compassionate, and generous. Autonomous refers to independent and individualistic leadership, which includes being autonomous and unique. And self-protective leadership reflects behaviors that ensure the safety and security of the leader and the group. The leadership application, the findings about culture can help leaders understand their own cultural biases and preferences and prejudices. Different cultures have different ideas about what they want from their leaders, and these findings help our leaders adapt their styles to be a little more effective in different cultural settings. The findings can help global leaders communicate more effectively across cultural and geographic boundaries. And with information on culture and leadership, it can be used to build culturally sensitive websites, design new employee orientation programs, conduct programs in relocation training, and improve global team effectiveness. Are global. And the next up in the coming sessions, we're going to look at various leadership styles. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.